Hello and welcome to our corner of the internet. My name is Margos and today we're going to be taking a look at the Black Ember Citadel R2 Minimal. So real quick, let's just get into the specs of this bag. So you've got a 25-liter capacity. You've got a 15-inch laptop compartment that is suspended on all sides. By the way, it also fits the MacBook Pro 16-inch, so you don't need to worry about that. It's got some like weird proprietary, like super over-engineered fabric. I think Black Ember calls it like a, one second. They call it a Microhex 800 denier 3-layer waterproof textile. On the hardware, you've got like this T6 aircraft grade aluminum, just like super overkill. You've got this like matte silver 200 denier ripstop lining. It's gonna be nylon. More on that later. You've got super nice YKK zippers. They're also going to be AquaGuard zippers, which fits into the whole waterproof type of thing this bag is going for. You've got laser cut Hypalon, which I'm pretty sure is this stuff right here. It's some like weird type of like fabric, or I don't even know if it's a fabric, but that's going to be where like the attachment points are. You've got a magnetic sternum strap, and you've also got this super cool secret back pocket for like documents or stuff like that. All right, so the first thing that I want to get into is actually this back panel. And this back panel is like, I think the best in any bag that I've used, even better than the rake that I've used, the Mission Workshop rake. So pretty much it's got this like, it's got holes inside of it. And it's hard to see because there's this mesh, but if you push inwards in certain spaces, there are actually holes that allow for ventilation. And also it just looks super clean. It's almost like they perfectly walk the line between like functionality, but also aesthetic, which I feel like is really the whole ethos of this bag. But really, the mesh is just perfect. I live in Florida. I've been able to walk with this in the spring, you know, like heat and all of that stuff, and it's been no problem. I really love the mesh on this bag. The straps are really comfortable. They're very stiff, but like in a good way, and they've got a lot of width, so it doesn't like dig into your shoulders, right? It again is like super over-engineered, and it's like it's a lot stiffer than you would think. But yeah, I have no complaints with the shoulder straps, except for that I wish this hardware right here on the bottom was metal instead of being plastic. So these are what you can use to like unclip and stow away the straps. I wish that those were metal instead, but either way, you know, not too big of a deal. It's just something that I hope that they change in the future, because I feel like that's going to be the first thing that breaks on this bag, honestly. Another super cool thing about this bag is that the straps actually don't dangle, and pretty much they've got a weird harness system that keeps the adjustment straps from hanging and flopping around. So that's super cool. It's also a con because it's confusing. I'll get to that later. But also it's just, you know, it just keeps everything from dangling, and it keeps the whole profile of the bag a little bit more clean, I suppose. All right, if you guys have watched any of my other videos, you know how much I geek out about lining, right? And I feel like the lining of any bag is super important, and I feel like it's often overlooked. Black Ember did not overlook it. So firstly, you've got this super high visibility lining. It's gonna be in this like light color so you can see everything that's inside, but also it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be this 200 denier ripstop nylon, so nothing in here should break. I absolutely love that. You guys know how much I really care about lining, and I really want to highlight when a bag does it well, and the Black Ember Citadel does do it very well. So real quick, let's talk about the organization. For being like a super techie looking bag, the organization isn't like overkill, and I like that personally. As you can see, I use like pouches and stuff like that, and the organization that's in here kind of suits that. So as you can see, I have like my Belroy pencil pouch right here, and then I can fit like here I have a tripod, and it's just like, it's not too overbearing. I personally really like that because I prefer using pouches, because I can just get in and out of each bag that I want to use. But if you do want more organization, just keep that in mind, that this doesn't have too much of it. I personally think it's very tasteful. Also, you're going to have this same organization on the back panel, except for this like pocket for papers and stuff like that. So pretty much you're going to see the same thing on the back panel where the laptop compartment is. So as you can probably tell, this bag is extremely water resistant. Oh my goodness. This bag looks like a very, I don't know, technical. And I guess if you're into the whole tech wear type of thing, I kind of looked into it. I feel like this bag would kind of fall into that aesthetic. But either way, this bag has amazing water resistance. I believe it's IPX6 or something like that, which means you can just spray it with like a jet of water or something like that. You've got YKK AquaGuard zippers. You've got this like super waterproof 3-layer fabric thing and stuff like that. It's just a very water resistant bag. Now, I did, for the sake of the video, go ahead and spray it down with a hose. No water got inside. But as for real life testing, I couldn't really test it out that much just because when I'm out, it hasn't really rained. Now, ironically, it has been raining a lot, but I don't need to go anywhere. So, yeah. But when I have been out in like a light drizzle or something like that, no water has gotten in. And if I can spray it with a hose of water, I'm sure like a light drizzle, you know, wouldn't be a problem. Even maybe a light downpour. But yeah, super water resistant. Love it. Another thing that I want to kind of note is I really like these zipper pulls, right? They're super minimal. They've got Black Ember's logo. I feel like, or not logo, but their name on the zippers. And I personally like it. I feel like some people might not like how there's like that branding right there. Personally, I think it's very tasteful. The zipper pulls fit in with like the aesthetic of the bag. It's like the same material as this, I think it's the Hypalon, I'm not sure. But it's the same material as like the attachment points. And very effective, absolutely love it. Fits the whole aesthetic of the bag. Not too loud or dangly or anything like that. So you've got a lot of capacity. This, I believe, is, I said earlier, a 25-liter bag. And I could fit more in here if I wanted to. I can fit more than I would probably ever need. So pretty much in here, I've just got a school textbook. I've got like a little self-care pouch thing. I've got my tech pouch. I've got my bullet journal, my regular journal, a book, and just miscellaneous stuff like pencil pouch, tripod, and things like that. I really love the capacity of this bag. It's a huge open space that you can use pouches in and stuff like that, which I personally love. And, you know, you can fit a lot of stuff. And because the bag keeps its shape so well, you can also not carry a lot of stuff, but still have the bag keep its shape pretty much. So personally, I absolutely love the 25-liter size. I could go smaller if I wanted to, but it's also nice to have that room to carry more if I need. So the laptop compartment on here is stellar. It's very good because it is protected on all sides. So it's suspended on the bottom and it has space on the left and right sides that keeps it from, you know, your laptop getting damaged if you bump it on a wall or if you leave it on the floor really hard. Another thing is that the way that this bag kind of works is you have these two pockets that really go into the same open space, except this pocket that's back here is just an easier way for you to access what's behind all of the stuff over there. And there's actually a divider in here that it comes with the bag. So another cool little detail, but I absolutely love the laptop compartment. It has like a soft interior on one side, and then the other side is kind of like a, how can I describe it? But it's a very soft, almost like leatherette type of feel. But yeah, so you've got a stellar laptop compartment on this bag. So this material is surprisingly sturdy. So I've been looking at this bag for maybe like a year now, and I finally pulled the trigger on it. And one of the things that kept me from wanting to get it is because I felt like this material wouldn't age like waxed canvas or maybe just really any other type of material. Just because of like the weird coating that it has and how rigid it is, I thought that it would look and end up looking like creased in certain places where there's like a lot of stress on the bag. But that actually hasn't been the case, at least not to the extent that I thought it would be. I've been testing this bag for maybe like 3 weeks now, and I haven't really had any issues with the bag looking creased after like, you know, holding it in a certain way or anything like that. So I wouldn't really see any issues with that unless the bag is like super, super old, like maybe like a few years in the future. So yeah, the material is super sturdy and the bottom of the bag is with the same material. And I think I put some like, I shot some B-roll or something where I was kind of scraping the bag on the bottom of the floor. It was just asphalt and this handled it totally fine. So I really do think that this material is super sturdy. I don't think you'll have any issues with it. And lastly, for the pros of this bag, it just looks good. Now, of course, that's going to be subjective. You know, looks really depend from person to person. I absolutely love it. It looks very stealthy, it looks urban, it looks modern, low profile, and I really like the clean profile and silhouette that it has. Again, that's something totally subjective. I personally think this bag looks amazing, and I think you'll be turning some heads. I feel like I have people always looking at the bags that I get because like they're just different, you know, like if you look at the Mission Workshop rake, that's, you know, very different. This is no exception. This is a very unique looking bag, to say the least, and in a good way, I believe. So yeah, I just think it has a great look, and especially if you get the two-tone color version, you can get these straps in black. I like the orange because I just feel like it's a nice accent color. But yeah, the bag looks super clean. So a few cons, right? So I think the first thing to note is that the zippers on this bag seem loud, and I don't think it's the zippers itself, right? I think it's the sound of the zippers reverberating on the stiff material. So I'll try to get close. That's, for me, a little bit louder than, like, let's say the Evergood Civic Half Zip or the Mission Workshop Rake, or, I don't know, really just like bags with like softer materials, I suppose. So I have one class that's in like a big open auditorium, and when I open this bag, I cringe a little bit just because it's so loud. So yeah, I just want to warn you about that. It's nothing like, it's not really a deal breaker, but it is something that you might be a little bit self-conscious about if you're in like super quiet environments. But for me, I really don't think it's a deal breaker. It's just something that you want to be mindful about. And maybe if you are in like a situation where you really need silence, maybe it is a deal breaker, but for me, I can deal with it, and I'm a pretty self-conscious person. So just keep that in mind. So this is a clamshell bag, right? And that is awesome if you have space, like in this situation, where I can just open up the bag all the way and I don't have to worry about space. So I can just open up the bag, boom. I have everything laid out in front of me. In that sense, accessing the bag is easy. But let's say you're limited on space, or you just don't want to take up too much space and you want to be like mindful of others or something like that. It's kind of hard to access this bag if you're only zipping it like halfway. So right now I have the zippers zipped about halfway. It's kind of hard to access because it's very stiff. And with the way the organization is, I have this pencil pouch that kind of just keeps me from bending it back more. So, and I'm also kind of worried about how that's going to look on the bag over time, just because there's so much stress on this part. But I just want to let you guys know that, because for me, a lot of the times I'll have my bag on my side, you know, I'll be sitting down in a chair and I just want to open it halfway, get what I need. This works a little bit better if you have like a place where you can set your bag out in front of you, open it all the way, and then, you know, look inside. So just keep that in mind. All right, so the quick access pocket is something that I was really excited about, and I don't think it's the best. And the reason why is because there's not much dimension built in, right? So if I open this, there's just not much space at all. So I've managed to fit a phone stand in here, and then I've also managed to fit some hand sanitizer right here, but it's kind of hard to get in and out of. There's no dimension. It doesn't eat into the inside of the bag. It doesn't come out of the bag, so it's very flat, very stiff, very hard to get in and out of. So just keep that in mind. I was kind of bummed out about that, but you just kind of have to change the types of objects that you put in here. Make sure they're just flat, you know, smaller objects, pretty much. Another thing is that the back organization panel that, like I said, was the same as the front organization panel, is actually very hard to use just because of just the way you access the bag. So right, I have the bag upside down, I open it like this, and then you've also got this divider if you want to have a laptop or a tablet sleeve. You can remove this divider, and then you've got all of your stuff here. I honestly don't bother with this back panel. I only keep my laptop in here. That's it. Just because it's too much of a hassle to get to. And on the subject of this back panel, this divider is where the laptop sleeve or the tablet sleeve is. I really wish they had an integrated tablet sleeve on the back of the backpack, just because I don't really want to use this divider. I only use it because it has that tablet sleeve. So I don't know how other people utilize that organization. For me personally, I don't use it. Maybe I can watch some videos, see how other people use it, but yeah. So that's pretty much how I feel about the back panel and the divider. All right, I talked about this earlier, but adjusting the straps are kind of confusing on this bag. And I'm not talking about these compression straps. Rather, I am talking about the adjustment straps for these straps. So I think the reason they're confusing is just because you have this weird system. And honestly, I probably spent like 10 minutes trying to figure out how this works, and I still didn't really get it perfect. And I don't want to mess with it again just so I don't have to deal with this. I'm sure it's a lot simpler than I'm making it out to be. Maybe I'm just dumb. But for me, for some reason, this is super confusing. So just keep that in mind. And lastly, but not leastly, you've got this Velcro. Now this Velcro, I believe, is for hiding this zipper. So you make it go up and then you close it like that, right? Super cool. I don't know how necessary it is. I feel like you actually literally just had the thought, maybe it's because of the waterproofing. I don't know. But either way, I feel like this Velcro gets caught in my hair. Well, I don't feel like it. The Velcro does get caught in my hair. So this Velcro can kind of just catch my hair sometimes. Just something to think about if you have hair like me, or I don't know if like straight hair gets caught in Velcro. I don't know. But for me, it does. It's a little bit annoying. So yeah, that's really the only complaints I have about this bag. I think this is a super unique, minimal, utilitarian bag. Great if you go outdoors in like urban environments and you need something that's reliable and waterproof, or weatherproof, water resistant, I should say, and that can carry a lot of stuff. The 25-liter capacity is fantastic. You can carry more than you probably need. So yeah, I really do like this bag. I'm super excited to test it out in the future. Maybe I can do like a 3-month review or a 6-month review. Who knows? Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, then I would appreciate it if you left a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, then oh my goodness, you could subscribe. That would be crazy. But in all seriousness, guys, I am having so much fun making videos. I recently got a new camera, so hopefully that kind of ups the quality of the videos for you guys, shooting in 4K. And yeah, having so much fun. Hopefully I can bring you guys some more videos. Sorry I missed out last week just trying to figure out this stuff with the camera. But yeah, you guys have a fantastic day. I have been Mario Ghost, and I'll haunt you tomorrow. Bye-bye.